Hello, everyone, people of Earth. It's channel update time with me, Get Daved. Quick edition. At least I intend to go quickly. There's also a raging lightning storm outside, so we'll see how long the power stays up. Anyway, currently hammering through Dark Souls. Having a good time? It's a little hard to tell sometimes. I think I have some B-roll footage of it that should be going as well. Otherwise, whoops. I do kind of want to finish it, although there's a little bit of a time crunch for it because a certain Mega Man X collection is coming out kind of soon, and I kind of wanted to check that out on launch day because there's a couple Mega Man X games, like X8 I've never played, and I always wanted to, especially because they finally get Sigma at the end. Anyway, that's on the horizon. I'm going to try to finish Dark Souls before that. I thought all I had to do was ring the second church bell. As it turns out, that's like the halfway point for the game, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. I might not show everything because progress in that game is a little slow as well. Anyway, that's the plan for that. If you have any special requests, I got a couple people asking for various games, so if you have something in particular in mind, put the request on this video because especially there might be time for an intermediary one. Especially interest in Dark Souls. Like, there's some people who are really into it, but it's kind of petered out, so I might move on to something else. We'll see, and then just come back to it for the highlights. I don't know. We'll see. Man, can we talk about E3 really briefly? This isn't a quick update anymore. Square Enix's presentation was a huge disappointment. Am I right? They're like, hey, Kingdom Hearts trailer that we also showed yesterday. No Final Fantasy VII Remake news. First time coming to E3 in 3 years since we announced the remake last time. Man, nothing happened there. No good news to look forward to. I think that's it for the channel. In other news, I started a video game development company called Reclamation Games. It's incorporated and everything. We're working on a video game, and there's been some exciting things going on, like recording some music and having some early practices with the musicians for some of the larger pieces we're going to record coming up. And the big thing I'll talk about this month is, and I was kind of hoping it would come last month, but it was actually development was going slower than I hoped this month. And then a moment finally came where I had developed enough stuff, like enough materials, done enough rough level design work to very rapidly make these sorts of prototypey looking areas get 90% to the final product. And it was actually a pretty quick transition when I just sort of like hit critical mass, had all the materials I needed, all the objects, and could start really quickly just assembling things. So that was neat. So what I'm trying to say is, one of the things I'm trying to do is get a vertical slice, get the first biome for the game done really quickly, and that was sort of a really important first critical step. Let me queue up, I'll show it to you. I'll edit it into the video as well, but I have this map of Super Metroid, and you can check it out. You can see how we have like Meridia in sort of the mid-right area, where it's this combination of pink stuff and sort of yellowy, and then there's a couple green areas. And so all of that's like the water area, but it also has a few distinct color themes as well. And that's, something I've got going on in my game as well, where every biome sort of has a general theme, but within that you still have a little bit of palette variety. On the mid left, you can see Brinstar, where it's sort of got, again, a pink area with sort of a dark blue background, but sort of pink on the edges. And then there's a green area where there's more foliage, and then there's a red area. Yeah, so these sorts of microbiomes within the biome are important. And so what I basically did is I got one of those microbiomes finished, actually 2, out of an area that probably only needs 3 for the entrance biome, which is largely tutorial related. Anyway, that was finished, and it came to fruition really quickly, and I'm really excited about it. Anyway, that's what's going on. The goal, oh yeah, and since I'm giving analytics on how the sprints go and everything, so it was 88 points last sprint. I was actually beating myself up about it for a long time, because normally I try to at least break 100, but I actually logged a lot of hours, and I'd been doing this thing for a while where I was assigning Like, so I can do about 100 points per sprint, the way I estimate things. And I assigned myself like 192 or something like that. And so I was beating myself up the whole time for like not even getting to the halfway point. And it's like, it was unrealistic the whole time. This current sprint, because I'm recording this on the 6th, it's going pretty well. About 120 or 130 points scheduled this sprint. I'm 24% of the time of the month has passed, and I'm 26% done my tasks. So we're doing well. I was thinking, I'm not sure when I want to start showing more substantial stuff. Yeah, I don't know which way to go on. I definitely want to hold back for a little bit, but I know it's been such an ambiguous thing for a while. I'm excited. I've had people do a little bit of play testing. That happened this past month as well. I had Towelman actually came down and did a little bit of play testing. Experimented with wall kicking, one of the early mechanics that you get, and kind of a funny thing was I had it on a certain control scheme and I thought it felt cool to do, but it was a little tricky to pull off, and so I switched to a control scheme a bit more like what you would see in Mega Man X. And then he tried playing and he totally struggled, and he was like, "Oh, you should switch it to so you kick off using the D-pad." And conveniently it was pretty easy to put that back in. I did it in about 15 minutes because I'd already coded it once. So that was just kind of funny. Now you can do either, because that actually makes a lot of sense and it was not hard to do. So anyway, that was a fun little quirk we discovered. If you are interested in the creative projects going on the channel, and you want to support either the game or Let's Play stuff, then just watching the videos totally does that. Having a YouTube Red or the weird subscription stuff that they're adding into it, that can help. Or you can become a patron on Patreon, and you can click the link in the description to learn more about that. Also, yeah, YouTube added this thing I haven't really looked into, but it's like some way, it's like merch or something. I don't know. Do you guys have any interest in that? I've pitched a couple different ideas. I also pitched like, hey, maybe I should stream more often as a thing. I haven't seriously pursued that much further right now, but that's not forgotten, and there was some kind of interest in that. So I don't know, I'll think about it. Try figuring out like a format and everything. There's just a lot of work to doing like Twitch properly. So those are things you can do. Thanks so much. If you have any requests, especially if there's like a little game you think would fit into the schedule nicely in July, let me know. See you in the next Let's Play, everybody. Let me know what you thought. We can have a talk. We can all talk about how bad that press conference was together. Nintendo killed it though. Pretty cool Fire Emblem thing they showed.